I'm shy. I am an introvert, and I consciously have to do things on a daily basis to get me outside my comfort zone so that I can cope with life. And now so many people just don't believe me when I say that, and they don't get it, but it's 100% true. I really am. I'm the shy kid. And what I've done is I've learned how to deal with life, to get comfortably uncomfortable so that I can do the things I want to do in this world. Let me explain. Now, I'm the kind of person who works with mentors because I want to grow. I want to experience everything. I want to be able to do more in this world. It's important for me to leave this world a better place. Being the shy kid who would rather, I'm actually quite a recluse. I can go days and days without physically leaving my house. It's terrible. Surfing has helped me have a thing to do to make me leave the house, but it's my comfort zone just to be at home all the time. Now, I've traveled the world as a professional speaker for 20 odd years prior to the pandemic. And it was wonderful because it was like I would travel, do work, travel, do adventure and stuff. And I could do it on my own or do it with other people. But it was my comfort zone to do that. When I'd come home, I don't play with anyone. I just don't. And that's kind of the thing. That's how you define an introvert. An introvert recharges kind of in the quiet alone, where an extrovert recharges, gets the energy, gets more amplified when they're out playing with other people. I've learned that I'm an introvert, and I use my I tap into my extrovert to be able to do the things that I want to do in life. Now, working with mentors, one of my mentors a few years ago challenged me. And I think about it, you know, I've lived in many houses in many cities over the last 20 years, and I've never known my neighbors. Like, I've never known my neighbors, just haven't. And I've always used the excuse, well, I'm never here. You know, my normal life pre-pandemic, I was away 6 to 9 months a year traveling the world. Now, I still had plenty of time at home, months, and that would usually be in, you know, a few days here and there. That was my normal kind of life by choice. I love traveling so much. One of my mentors went, Jen, we need to work on something. I went, okay, cool. What? And he asked a question, you know, like physically, where are the 5 people that you're closest to? And when I really looked at that, they are all around the world. My 5 closest friends are not within, you know, easy driving distance to me. They're in different cities of Australia or around the world, which I think, yeah, that's cool. He went, nah, Jen, it's not cool. Like, you don't let yourself get close to and connect with people that are physically close to me. And I went, oh, okay, whatever. That's about what I thought of it. Anyway, he said, Jen, I want you to hold a street party. Now, I pay this bloke to make me grow, to make me, you know, to help me stretch. And I'm like, what now? I love a party, and it has to be with people that I'm comfortable with, not just to go and knock on a neighbor's door is one of the most terrifying things you could ever imagine for me to do. It just is. So the agreement that I made with him is that I would hold a street party, and I would invite 20 houses in my street. I live in a street that's 1 kilometer long, but I would invite, you know, like 10 houses either side. And I agreed that I would knock on their door, not just like put a flyer in their letterbox. And it was like, oh, anyway, I went, okay, deal, done. I'll do it. I agreed to it because I am a yes person, as in I'll say yes to achieve the things I want to achieve. So I went, okay, yep, done. I'll do it. You know, I took the time, I designed a flyer, all the details, said, yeah, just going to have this bit of a party, bring a plate, bring a grog, come and meet the neighbors. And I did it. And then those flyers sat on my desk. They sat on my desk because the agreement was that I wasn't allowed to just go and sit them in someone's letterbox. I needed to go and knock on the door and introduce myself. And it was terrifying. I was so worked up every day. I couldn't do it. It came down to being 2 days before the street party. And I went, I have to do this. And the pain was, oh my, I just remember it was so bad. Anyway, I thought, okay, I just have to do this. So I took a big breath and, you know, took a big breath and walked out of my gate at the front and went to the first neighbor, knock, knock, knock on the door. No one home. I thought, oh, you beauty. Went to the house next door, knocked on the door. A young guy, early 20s, opened up the door and a cat ran out. Now, I love cats. I have my cats. And when the cat ran out, I went, oh, wow, you've got cats. And we just started talking about cats for a few minutes. Tell me about your cat. That was it. We had instant common ground. And so we were able to have a conversation. And then it naturally evolved to, look, mate, I'm a bit embarrassed to say this, but I'm Jen. I'm from number 92, a couple of doors up. I've been living here a few years now, and I don't know my neighbors. I thought I'd have a street party just so that, everyone can meet. Here's the details. And he went, that's fantastic. We'd love to come. And I'm going, oh, okay. Well, that was pretty easy. And went to the next house and next house. Anyway, ultimately, I had the street party. People would arrive, and I wouldn't remember all their faces and that. I'd say, and they'll go, yeah, it's Ryan and Courtney. I'd say, hey, everyone, it's Ryan and Courtney from number 88. And everyone went, yay, welcome. And we had the most insane party. I put it on, like at 3 PM. I thought, Saturday Arvo, that'll work. They'll go home by tea time. Perfect. No, they didn't. 11 o'clock at night, there was still people in my house. Everyone's going, we should always do this more often. And everyone was so excited. And I was able to breathe out. And it was like, far out. They did that. Now, it's like 4 years ago I did that. And I have got half a dozen people in my street that I've remained friends with. And it's insane. I love it. I love that I get to drive up my street, and if someone's in their yard, we'll stop and have a chat or wave, and I love it. But it was so terrifying for me to go and meet my neighbors and just to knock on the door. Like, I can't tell you, it was nuts. I'm the kind of person, and it really is big in me. I'm naturally the introvert. It's like my habit in life has been to book. People say, hey, Jen, come here. And I'll book and say, yep, 100%. I'm coming. By the time it comes to the time for me to actually go, my head in dealing with my introvertness and shyness is in such a crazy space, I pull out at the last minute. And it just doesn't work for my life, and it lets people down, and it's not cool. But it's just this, I'm so uncomfortable meeting new people. Now people go, yeah, but Jen, you travel the world and you speak on the stage in front of thousands and thousands of people and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I do. The difference is when I'm speaking, when I'm doing my work, people are coming to see me. I don't have to take the step to see them. So they come towards me. Hi, you Jen? Yep. Shake hands. Hey, how you going? Make connections. It's all good. They come to me. When I've gone to business networking meetings, I don't know if you've ever gone to any of those things before. They have just been my biggest terror zone. Like really, I'm a ridiculously shy person. And for me to be able to get through those, I would honestly go and look for the person standing on there. There's always someone else at those kind of meetings, or a party or anything I've learned. There'll be someone standing on their own. And I make a beeline for them, and I stand and I'll literally go, hey, can I talk to you? You're not playing with anyone else, kind of thing. And they go, yeah. Look, I don't really know many people. And that's how I've learned to deal with that, because business networking, building businesses, consciously wanting to build my business and put myself out in those environments to get all the gigs and all the stuff I've done for so many years. It has been so scary for so long. It really is crazy. So that's how I've kind of done it. But what I wanted to do today is to share this kind of like the steps that I've done to be able to get through my life as a shy introvert. And I honestly have learned to be an introvert who acts the extrovert to be able to deal with life. So my mentor, who his name's David, who kind of said, Jen, you got to have a street party. He taught me about range. We all have a range. So here's shy Jen sitting in the corner, don't want to play with anyone. And then at the other end of it, here's Jen on stage speaking to thousands of people. Both of those are my comfort zone. Hiding away is my comfort zone. Being on stage is actually a comfort zone for me. That thing in the middle, I don't like it. So, in one of my books, The 7 Steps to Sanity, I talk about the very first step to sanity is to remember to breathe. So breathing's big. I consciously breathe. And because we've got to keep moving. When it's stressed and we're in that stuck stage, we're in overwhelm, we forget to breathe. So, or we'll breathe really fast and shallow. So I consciously, when I feel myself in that, oh, I have to go and talk to someone, I consciously take a couple of deep breaths. And what I'll do is, through learning breathing over the years, I'll breathe in for 4 and I'll breathe out for 8. I'll breathe in for 4, I'll breathe out for 8. And what it does is it just settles my heart, and I'm able to go, okay, I can do this. So that's the first step. Remember to breathe, and breathe out through your nose, preferably twice as long as it does when you're breathing in. And that will help just to physically settle your heart, and you'll stay more grounded. Number 2 is to know why you want to be in that situation. So if I'm going to a business event and I want to network and meet with other people so that I can build my business, I use the payoff of potential business in the future to help me get over the discomfort. And what it is, it's about being comfortably uncomfortable. So I'm uncomfortable being the shy introvert. I just let myself be more comfortable, uncomfortable. It's a really strange play on words, but it's true. The payoff is that I'm willing to go through the discomfort to get to the business that's on the other side of it. So I need to be able to anchor into my why. Why do I want to put myself in that situation in the first place? That's it. And that helps me then to keep moving forward. And that's the ultimate goal. Just keep the next step, the next step. The next one is that I need to be able to shut up the voice in my head. But the way to do it is to fill it with kindness. And I do that by using the words, you're safe. I did an episode of the podcast here just a couple of episodes ago, and I talked about doing your affirmations, which is what this is, in the third person, not just doing I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. It's like I say to myself, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe. It's no use going, oh, Jen, like just push through this big aggressive kind of conversation in my head, because it doesn't help. I don't feel safe. I don't feel nurtured. So for me, I need to replace the conversation that's in my head with one of kindness. And I do that by saying to myself, you're safe. That's it. Now, if I go to an event, a party or a business event or anything like that, I look for the loner in the room, like I said, and I'll introduce myself. I say, hey, I'm Jen. What are you doing here? And then I want to find common ground. So the same as when I knocked on, Ryan and Courtney's door 2 doors down 4 years ago, the cat running out was common ground. We had an instant connection that we could just chat comfortably about cats. And then the rest of the conversation was able to flow. But you want to look for something of common ground to start with. That's what happens. That's what makes it easier. So for me, I use the word FORD, or the acronym FORD, and that stands for Family, Recreation, Occupation, and Dreams. So family, I'll do what are you doing? Is this, you're related to this person, or, what are you doing here? Do you live around here? All that kind of stuff. Or I might do wow, what do you do? As a question to keep furthering the conversation, I'll say, well, what do you do when you're not at business networks? What do you do with yourself? I go surfing. What's your thing? What do you love to do to play? And it's I'm letting myself be interested in them and curious about them. And that keeps the conversation flowing. Then there's also occupation. So and I just keep the acronym in my mind, and I don't necessarily do it in order of FORD, but when I'm stuck for the conversation to keep going, I'll default back to one of those points. So, what do you do to sell? What's your work? Wow, really? How long have you been doing this? Where do you go? Do you meet, I just ask things about their work. And then dreams. I for real love asking people what their big dreams in life are. And for me, I'll just say, wow, that, you've done all this other conversation. I'll say, wow, that's so cool. What's your biggest dream in life? Yeah. What is your ultimate thing you'd love to do? And I've learned to relax enough to say it kind of in that fun way, because that fits my personality. I'm just working in that range of me. And it's amazing where the conversations have gone. And through me getting uncomfortable like that, like I'm friends now, friends for real, not the Facebook likey friends, but I've actually got friends in my street that I really enjoy socializing with. I never had that before. I'd hate to think that I hadn't got comfortably uncomfortable and gone and organized that initial street party. It made a difference. It added to my life. I consciously use FORD, friends, recreation, occupation, dreams, to be able to have like points of conversation to trigger so that I can continue that common ground conversation, because that's when we've got common ground with anyone, that's when conversation flows. That's it. And then ultimately you want to just let yourself be comfortably uncomfortable. Let yourself be comfortably uncomfortable. Nowadays I consciously join different Facebook groups so I can get out of my comfort zone, and I'll go to meetups and do different things. Going surfing, surfing I took up a few years ago, and I know nowadays, and I was talking to a friend about it in the surf this morning, I've joined some surfing groups and that's all fun, but I love nowadays, I've learned that I can go into the surf any day. And if there's someone surfing around me, and say it's sunrise, which is my time of the day to surf, I'm paddling near someone, I'll just go, how good is the sunrise? And we'll chat, not for long, just touch base, just connect for a minute or two. Or it might be like, wow, surf's up this morning. Oh gosh, it's flat. Or wow, I just talk surfing. And when I'm meeting people for the first time, and I've learned to use common ground, consciously looking for common ground, helps me get comfortably uncomfortable connecting with people as an introverted, shy person. And I know you introverted, shy people out there, most people don't believe you're an introverted, shy person. I get it. I live that same experience. What I know is that we can still operate in the world in a big way if we let ourselves get comfortably uncomfortable. So I have 2 healthy life hacks for you today. One is the first one, to let yourself get comfortably uncomfortable and think of one thing that you can do to get outside your comfort zone this week. And number 2, healthy life hack number 2 is, if you don't know your neighbors yet, or even if you do know some of the neighbors, what if you organized a simple street party? They come to your place, or the end of the street or something. Really simple. Bring a plate, bring your grog, and just for a couple of hours, COVID's been crazy. Let's just connect. That's it. Nice and simple. It's time for us introverted, shy people to be able to get more comfortably uncomfortable so that we can do what we want to do in this world. Make sure you tune in next episode, because I'm going to be talking about all the seasonal changing kind of skin itchy things, because it is autumn here at the moment. We're rolling into winter. We've gone from really humid air to really dry air. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, there's that transition time where your skin just goes, what are you doing to me? I'm going to talk all those things in the next episode.